Hey guys, Onesiphorus and I here again. We're gonna show you a little bit. I shared with you about the lunge line and the whip and that kind of stuff, and how I actually got a chance to lead him during the hot weather, so he didn't have to stand out in this round pen all day, into the barn where he was able to stand in front of a fan and eat hay. And I'm going to show you some stuff that I did here, to how I got him there and how I got him on the trailer, all those types of things. But he's even come further along. So I learned this method from Lou Sterrett. Again, I don't want him to be afraid of any of my tools, my lead rope or my cue stick, just like my lunge line or my whip. But I want to point him off and pull on him. You can see he already moved. And actually, what's hard about that is you got to be consistent. You got to be okay with a step when you ask for that. And even reward them, because running off ahead of you isn't the right answer either. So, but I'm going to try to move him off. I'm going to encourage him with my cue stick. And so as you can see, I'm going to point him in a direction. I'm just going to have him move around me and point him in a direction. The other thing I'm going to start to do is I'm going to raise my cue stick to his withers here. And I want just him to learn just to move over. I got to keep forward motion going. There it is, a little bit. There it is. And I want him to just respond and just moving over. Mustangs are really good, at least Sippy has been, about staying out of my zone. And I also have been able to turn him. I used to call this my dance with trig, or my paint, chrome, or even super soldier, my palomino. I've taught a lot of these things to do this type of groundwork, and it's really super beneficial. Teaches them not to walk on you. There we go. To get out of your zone, that you can move into them, and be so surprised you go the other way too. So same thing, I want to encourage them forward and on around me. I want to teach them just to, there it is, just to move over a little bit. Forward motion first. Forward motion. A little stiffer, there it is. A little stiffer over here. Same thing. I want to be able to move him out of my way, have him pivot around. Good boy. And you can see that we've taken really good ground already. If anything, he's super hesitant about his steps and where he goes. He won't just like a domesticated horse kind of run off ahead of me. There's a lot of mornings I let him in the dark, like 4:30 in the morning. And he was really cautious. And so I had to be super patient, take a couple steps at a time, and let him. That's why he's still alive. In the wild, he was cautious. He was weary. He was aware of his surroundings. And so, I want forward motion. So I try to be super patient with him. He's going to he's going to think through every process here. There we go. Now, the reason I'll spin him is because what that also does, it teaches them to stop. And yep, be so surprised to back. So I'll add a little pressure here on the chest. Good boy. Ooh. And so there's what I would call the dance, the right or the left to the right, and spin both ways to step over out of my way. Again, I've been super patient, super just kind of dragging it out, making sure it makes sense. And he's quiet. You can see he's licking his lips. He's happy in the response. He's comfortable. He's quiet. And so we've really come a long ways. And hey, it's all the time. The Holy Spirit, actually, Paul says in, now I'm trying to think where it is. I think it's Galatians that's keeping step with the Spirit. And Onesiphorus is learning to do that too, to read again, to be moved with my eyes or with my body language. and to learn to keep in step with me and I with him. And so I want to encourage you too that the Holy Spirit wants you to keep in step with him and not to run on ahead. Jesus says he's a shepherd, and he goes on ahead of us, and we don't need to run ahead of him thinking we know what's best. And just to keep in step with him and hear his voice and listen to him and follow him. So, hey friends, like, subscribe, share, and I'll continue to post stuff of Honest Effort for us in our project. So, and our progress and how we're doing. So blessings on you, and please share and like, and keep up with what we're doing here. Blessings.